So in this video, I'm just going to get you started on completing the activity that you do need to submit to the Dropbox. And this activity will determine how you find the derivative of sine and cos. So the link to this document is in the trigonometric derivatives content section, and it starts by giving you a graph of sine of x. This should look familiar. Max of 1, minimum of -1, period of 360. And there's a table of values down here, and the table of values is given in both radians and degrees, just to remind you that the graph looks the same, and it's just how we label our x or theta axis. So now we're going to complete the chart. The first row just deals with y equals sine x, so these should be familiar values, and you can use your calculator either in degree or radian mode, but the sine of 0 is 0. Then sine of 30, or pi by 6, my calculator is in degree mode, so I'm just going to ask it what the sine of 30 is. This is one of our special angles, but in this case we're working in decimals, so it's fine. So that's 0.5. Whoops. Excuse how that's writing, you'll be able to pencil yours in. I'm going to do the same thing for sine of 60. I'm just asking my calculator what the sine of 60 is, and it says to 3 decimal places, so it's 0.866. And again, I have no idea why my chart's doing that, but we'll go with it. But you can finish the chart by using your calculator, and these should correspond to the values on this chart because the red line already represents f at x or sine of x. So 0 is 0. Pi by 6 or 30 is 0.5. Pi by 3 is 0.86. Pi by 2 should give you 1 when you type it into your calculator. So you can complete that with your regular calculator. Now to find the derivative, we're actually going to use a tangent calculator. The link is in the LMS. So here I'm in the LMS and I'm on the trigonometric derivatives part of the content, and I'm just going to go down where it says tangent slope widget, and if you connect to that, it will bring you to this website. You're always going to get this prompt from a tutor, so that is an option if you're ever working on anything, but you want to scroll down until you see this. So the curve we're working with in this case is y equal sine of x, and my first x is 0. So I'm going to hit calculate. The widget will pop up, and what I'm looking for is 1. 1 is going to be the slope of the tangent, and it even gives you a little bit of a diagram. So the tangent at 0 does have a slope of 1. So I'm going to go back and I'm going to input that here. Now for 30, the thing you have to be careful, and I played around with this widget, is if I put 30 in, it's taking 30 as a radian measure, and I haven't figured out how to convert it back to degrees. And if I do pi by 6 or 3.14 divided by 6 and round it, it's not quite giving me the right answer. But my next x value that I'm interested in is pi by 6. I discovered with this thing, if you type pi, it understands that you mean the value of pi, and if I go divide it by 6, I can calculate, and the answer is root 3 over 2, because again, 30 is one of our special angles. In the chart, it wants me to do it to 3 decimal places, so I'm just going to take my calculator and do root 3 divided by 2, and that gives me 0.866. Again, my chart's messing up, but you would just type it in there. Pi by 3, I'll go back, and this will be easier for you because you'll have your sheet printed out and just be writing on it. Pi by 3, I re-hit calculate, and the answer is 1/2, so that would be 0.5. Your chart will behave much better. So I'm going to continue that process using the widget to type in my values in radians, calculate, and then grabbing the slope of the tangent, converting it to a decimal if I need to, and then going along here. Because then it wants you to sketch the graph of the derivative. So now I'm going to graph my x values with my f prime values. So my first point will be at 0 and 1. Then my next point is going to be at pi by 6 and 0.5. And then I'm going to finish graphing it, connect it up, use maybe a different color, or it'll be printed off, so even if you do it in pen or pencil, it will show up, and then answer the questions. Then you're going to repeat the exact activity for cos of x using your regular calculator to find the values of cos-x, and then going back to this widget, you'll change your curve to cos-x, go back and start at 0, hit calculate, and it will find all of your tangent slopes for you. If you have any other questions for this activity, just email me and be sure to submit it to the Dropbox once you're done.